All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome in, baby. Welcome in, chat. Let's go, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go, baby. Let's get it, ladies and gentlemen. Oh. Woo. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome in, welcome in. I hope you guys are ready for another wicked night of racing action as we're about to get underway here with heat race number 1. It's the American Dirt Series Late Model Series. These drivers about to jump out onto the racetrack here. Welcome in, baby. Welcome in, chat. Y'all know what to do. Y'all know what to do, baby. Blow it up. Smash that like button. Hit that share button. Hit that follow button. Let's get it, ladies and gentlemen. Let's freaking go. Yo, Brandon Bolton coming in with that like and the share. Midnight Toker Gaming coming in, smashing that like as well. Let's get it, ladies and gentlemen, as heat race number 1 starts to roll out onto the racetrack. We're going to take a look at our starting grid. So starting on the pole in heat race number 1, it is the 12 machine of Josh Fuller. Alongside him in the 007, that is Jacob Fields. Starting in position number 3 in the 12 machine as well is actually Ben Countermarsh, and alongside him in the 00, that is Braydon Casto. And starting in position number 5 in the 68 machine, that is Darren Literal. Alongside him in the 214, that is Stephen Lindwow. Starting in position number 7 in the 562, that is Nathan Fossey, and alongside him in the 17, that is Buddy Ware. So 8 drivers getting ready to go to battle here at Eldora Speedway as our flagman is going to set these drivers loose, and we're green flag racing. Quickly, Josh Fuller putting that pedal down to the ground as he is out in front quickly by a couple car lengths. Ben Countermarsh right there trying to take second spot away as you see Jacob Fields already up on the high side, beating down that outside wall. A good run so far for that 68 machine of Darren Literal as he's right there on the back bumper of second and third. These drivers continue to run side by side here for that second position on the racetrack. Fields just barely edging out over the 12 machine of Countermarsh, and Countermarsh now under attack from the 68 machine of Darren Literal as Literal starting to work his way on the outside of the 12 machine of Countermarsh. So now move Darren Literal up into position number 3. Countermarsh there in 4th. Braydon Castro there in 5th. Stephen Lindo there in 6th. Nathan Fossey in 7th. And Buddy Ware there in 8th. But right now it is all Josh Fuller as Fuller continues to lead the way in that Rocket 1 chassis number 12 ride. As Fuller continues to show these drivers how to get it done here at Eldora Speedway. Jacob Fields right there in 2nd. Darren Literal still in 3rd. Top 3 starting to break away ever so slightly. Ben Countermarsh there in 4th, but here comes that 00 ride of Casto. Is Casto now trying to work his way past that 12 machine, so the Mud Dog Racing number 12 ride is under fire here early on in heat race number 1. Get that reset quickly. As the white flag has been thrown here, the checkered flag going to come out. It is the 12 ride of Josh Fuller picking up the checkered flag. Jacob Fields there in 2nd. Darren Literal there in 3rd. Ben Countermarsh coming home in 4th. Casto there in 5th as heat race number 1 already wrapped up here. That was a quick one, man. That was a quick one. Josh Fuller picking up the heat race win. He was a man on a mission there that entire race, laying down some good laps as only the top 3 are going to transfer through here. We got to turn the volume down a little bit. It's a little loud, chat. That was a little loud. It's throwing me off there just a little bit. But we're going to get ready here for heat race number 2 as these drivers are loading into the pits here at Eldora Speedway. Heat race number 2 about to get underway. Yo, Steven Calvoda coming in with that like on the stream. What is good, Steve? What is good, Steve? Yo, Cheyenne Weldon. Paul coming in, smashing that like as well. Bo Krebs coming in, smashing that like on the stream. Let's get it, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get it, baby. Let's go, chat. Let's go, baby. It's heat race number 2 about to start rolling out onto the racetrack. We'll take a look at our starting lineup here. Starting lineup about to get underway. Yo, Drew Spencer coming in with that like on the stream. What is good, Drew? Drew coming in, smashing that like as well. These drivers slowly but surely out onto the racetrack here. Starting on the pole in this one. In the 187 ride, that is Thaddeus Marshall. Alongside him in the 57 machine, that is AJ Cruz. And starting in position number 3 in the 30, that is Michael Spengler. Starting in the 4th position in that 24 ride, that is Josh Whiteman. And starting in 5th in the 81 is Joey Lamb. Alongside him on the outside of row number 3 is the 9 ride of Edward Isaac. And bringing up the rear of the field is the 84 of Russell Berry. As we are green flag racing here once again at Eldora Speedway. You can see a great battle already starting to brew as Marshall jumps up to the high side. But right down along the bottom of the racetrack is Michael Spangler as he's going to lead lap number 1. Spangler out in front here early on in this one as that 30 machine has been fired out of a rocket here quickly. Hooked up down on the bottom side of the racetrack, rolling that inside wall to absolute perfection. Marshall trying to use that high side momentum. But right now it looks like the bottom side might be that preferred line as Spangler down there running some great lap times and starting to pull away from the rest of the field. AJ Cruz, you saw that, he jumped down there. Now Marshall does as well, so all these guys can see that the high side really isn't the quickest way around the racetrack with so much grip. Down on the bottom side, a little bit of contact between our leaders. That 187 ride jumps down to the bottom side, finds some speed, gets right to the back bumper of Spangler. So Spangler now has that 187 right there. Now Marshall's going to take a look to the high side here. He's going to lose a little bit of ground there. That's the bottom side, still very, very fast here in the early goings of heat race number 2. Once again, Eldora Speedway hooked up and making it for some great racing here, side by side. Just ever so slightly there for second between AJ Cruz and Marshall. Marshall trying to work that little bit higher groove than what Spangler and Cruz are. Joey Lamb right there as well. He's on the outside of a transfer spot looking in as that 81 machine there in 4th, and only the top 3 drivers are going to transfer through us. Now some contact between the 187 and the 57. They're both going to go up the racetrack. Here comes Joey Lamb. Lamb down on the bottom side. Joey Lamb's going to slide up into that final transfer spot right there across the start-finish line. Spangler is going to pick up the heat race win. AJ Cruz in 2nd, and Joey Lamb picking up that 3rd and final transfer spot as we saw that 187 of Marshall just getting booted out of the way there, sliding back into that 4th spot and outside of a transfer spot here. Tough break for that 187 ride as he was having a great run, showing a lot of speed early on in this one as we're going to get ready to go green flag racing here for heat race number 3. That's a preview of things to come, chat. We're going to see some wicked, wicked racing here tonight. And if you guys are just tuning in, y'all know what to do. Y'all already know what to do. Hit that like button. Hit that share button. Hit that follow button. Let me know where you're watching from right now. Are you down in the States, or you're in Canada? Maybe the UK. We got viewers from all over the place, and I'd love to see exactly where everybody's watching from as we're about to get ready here for heat race number 3 on the evening. The drivers out onto the racetrack here now. as it looks like it is the 10 ride of Jason Salter. Salter is going to start here on the pole in heat race number 3. On the outside of him in that one machine, that is Nick Cooper. Starting in position number 3 in the 24 ride, it is Brandon Bolton. Actually, it's the 124 of Brandon Bolton there in third. On the outside of him in a outside of row number 2, it is the 6th machine of Cody Olson. Starting in position number 5 in the 168 ride, that is Bo Krebs. And alongside him in the 16, that is Tyler Olson. As we are green flag racing here for heat race number 3. Quickly, Salter putting that pedal to the metal. He saw exactly what these drivers were doing in that second heat race, and at the bottom side of the racetrack was working very, very good. He's going to stay right there and try to pin that 10 ride down to the bottom side, but here comes Nick Cooper. Cooper says, here you go, boys. You can take the bottom. I'm going to be on the top shelf, and I'm going to let her roll. And he is up there, and he is flying, trying to take this lead away as him and Salter side by side, still there at the line. Give the advantage to the 35, but now he's up into the wall. Nick Cooper drives it in a little bit too deep. That high side coming back to bite him as now he's going to slide back into position number 4. He gets into it again. Maybe some front end damage here for that one ride as Nick Cooper flying on that high side. Finds out real quick that that outside wall is very unforgiving, as now he's back into position number 5. Jason Salter out in front, but under attack now by Brandon Bolton, as Bolton still staying true to that bottom side of the racetrack, trying to find his way around that 10 machine of Jason Salter. Cody Olson there in that third and final transfer spot. He's got a little bit of a gap between himself and Nick Cooper, is trying to battle back strong. Cooper now going to jump down to the bottom side as now we see Bo Krebs up into the wall there just ever so slightly. Tyler Olson is going to pull up to his back bumper. As Nick Cooper was in a transfer spot, was trying to battle for the race lead. Unfortunately, getting up into that outside wall one too many times, and it was enough for him to slide back to the rear of the field here, now back up into 4. But the white flag has been thrown, and now Salter gets up into the wall. Salter into the wall now as well, but he had a good enough lead where he doesn't lose it, as Brandon Bolton right there in second. But at a corner number 3 and 4, it's going to be Jason Salter picking up heat race win number 3. Brandon Bolton there in second, and Cody Olson in that third and final transfer spot. As it looks like we are going to skip all of our consolation races, and everybody is going to actually make the race. Nobody's going to get sent home early here tonight, as I do believe, I'm not even sure how many cars that is. What is that, 19 cars, 19, 20 cars in attendance here tonight. So not as big of a field as what we usually see, but still enough drivers to really make this race exciting. There is a lot of talent. There's a lot of skill in this field. A lot of very, very high I rating drivers in here. A lot of 6,000 drivers. A few 7,000s out there as well, man. This is going to be a great battle all around the racetrack. And these drivers are going to put on one heck of a show for us. All right, ladies and gentlemen, as these drivers are going to jump out onto the racetrack here for a quick warm-up, we're going to jump into the booth here for a quick little break ourselves, as we're going to get ready for the A-Main in just about 3.5 more minutes. So we're going to get ready to go green flag racing here. All these drivers out on the racetrack getting some warm-up in, trying to get some good laps down, work on their setups, try to work this racetrack in just ever so slightly. As they're trying to work that high side in, the bottom side going to start to fade away here shortly. And that high side middle of the racetrack is going to be that preferred line for so many laps here tonight. Asher B coming in with that like on the stream. What is good, Asher? What is good, my dude? Asher B Gaming coming in, showing that love. What is good, homie? What is good, my boy? All right, ladies and gentlemen, you see these drivers starting to line up here on the pit lane. We're going to get ready for some green flag action in just a few more moments. This is going to be one heck of a race. These drivers have been getting all practice up. They've been running a lot of laps there in that warm-up session. They got their cars tuned up and ready to go as we're gonna set these drivers loose in just a few more moments. This is gonna get very, very exciting as there's a lot of talented drivers here in this very stacked field. These drivers are about to get underway in just a few more moments. Don't forget, chat, to hit that like button, to hit that share button, and hit that follow button if it's your first time here. As we're going to get ready to set these drivers loose. They're going to start rolling out onto the racetrack. Maddie, what is good, Mr. Fletcher? What is good, my boy? Maddie coming in. What is good, homie? What is good, my dude? Hey, girl. Hey, girl. What's up, Maddie? What is good, my boy? Maddie coming in, showing that love. What is good, homie? Yo, V2R coming in with that like. Maddie coming in with that heart reaction. Dustin saying good luck, good luck. We're going to need it. We're going to need it, man. This might get a little bit wild. This racetrack is shaping up to be very, very racy, and these drivers have already shown that they're not afraid to throw it in there. As we're going to get ready here for our starting lineup, ladies and gentlemen. You came here for a show. Well, here you go as Josh Fuller and Michael Spangler are going to lead us to the green flag. Jacob Fields, Jason Salter, Brandon Bolton, AJ Cruz, Darren Literal, Joey Lamb, Cody Olson, and Ben Countermarsh round out our top 10. The Diaz, Marshall, Cooper, Casto, Whiteman, Krebs, Lindo, Isaac, Vossi, Olson, Barry, Warren, Anderson, all in the field as we are green flag racing here at Eldora Speedway. And quickly is Josh Fuller out in front. Fuller in that 12 machine, quickly picking up right where he left off in heat race number 1, and that's out in front of the field. Here he is leading early on in this one with Jason Salter in tow as it's a good side-by-side battle between that 07 ride in the 30 machine of Michael Spangler. Spangler, we saw for quite a while there in heat race number 2 down on the bottom side of the racetrack. Now we stuck right there in the middle as Brandon Bolton on the bottom side. In that 57 ride of AJ Cruz on the high side. Here comes Joey Lamb and Darren Literal as well as they both try to work their way into this picture. AJ Cruz gets up, takes that outside wall just ever so slightly. These drivers are putting on one heck of a show. You see our top 3 starting to break away. Single file here, 1, 2, and 3, as Josh Fuller out in front by about 2 car lengths over Jason Salter. Salter there in second with Jacob Fields in tow in that third position in the 007 ride. AJ Cruz there in fourth as he works that high side around the 124 of Brandon Bolton. He's going to bring Joey Lamb with him. So Lamb now up into fifth. Brandon Bolton there in sixth. Michael Spangler there in seventh. The DS Marshall going to try to split them here and go 3 wide. These drivers putting on one heck of a show here for us. Let's freaking get it, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get it, chat. Y'all know what to do. Blow it up, baby. Hit that like button. Hit that share button. Let's go, baby. Let's go, chat. Woo! All right, as these guys continue to battle side by side, a little bit of 3 wide action about middle of the pack as that 187 rider Marshall tries to work his way towards the front of the field. Here he is, and you can see that Nick Cooper ride up there as well. Nick Cooper running that high side once again. We saw him up there in his heat race getting some good speed. Almost took the lead away, tagged that outside wall a couple of times. That outside now coming in good for that one machine. And once again, he's showing a lot of speed here as he's worked his way up into that 7th position. Josh Fuller, though, out in front now by about 0.6 of a second over Jason Salter as Salter starting to slide back just a little bit. Jacob Fields right there in third. I would be absolutely surprised if Fields didn't win this. Absolutely. Any one of these drivers, especially up inside the top 10 right now, are all such talented drivers, man. All these guys are so fast and so consistent, lap after lap after lap. AJ Cruz right there in fourth. Then we see Joey Lamb there in position number 5. Then Thaddeus Marshall there in 6th. Nick Cooper there in 7th. Brandon Bolton there in 8th. Darren Literal and Ben Countermarsh round out our top 10 as Michael Spangler continues to lose positions. Now back into that 11th spot. Cody Olsen there in 12th trying to make the pass on that 30 machine. Bo Krebs right there in 13th. Braden Casto there alongside him as they battle a little bit of side by side deeper in the field. Slide job there actually from the 000 on that 168 ride. Josh Whiteman there right behind these guys getting a good look at that battle. Stephen Lindo there in 16th. Edward Isaac there in that 17th position. Buddy Ware, Russell Berry, Nathan Bossy, Tyler Olson now going down a lap, and Dennis Anderson Jr. also down a lap, both working the bottom side of the racetrack, just trying to stay out of these drivers' way. They're unfortunately a little bit off the pace here tonight. Fields is one of the best on the top. Absolutely, man. Fields is absolutely hooked up there. One driver that I've seen quite a bit so far tonight running that high side very well is that one ride of Nick Cooper. Cooper has been working the high side all night long, and he's looked really good up there. I think he's having a hard time trying to make this pass on that 81 ride of Joey Lamb. He's going to jump down to the bottom side. Can't get a good enough run to try and clear him. Thaddeus Marshall made quick work of him, and Marshall's quickly caught up to the back bumper here of that 57 of AJ Cruz, but it's still 1, 2, and 3 out in front here. Broke away from the rest of the field. Josh Fuller still out in front, but it's starting to get tightened up here as Jason Salter only about a car length behind him, and about a car length behind him is Jacob Fields. So 1, 2, and 3, you can virtually throw a blanket over the top of them. As they've broken away, it's almost about 3 seconds back from the top 3. Back to our 4th place driver, AJ Cruz. Thaddeus Marshall working his way through the field, now up into the top 5, trying to work his way past that 57 ride of AJ Cruz. Nick Cooper finally worked his way around Joey Lamb as Lamb was on the move, drove up into the top 5 very quickly, now sliding back into that 7th position. as the laps continue to click off here. And oh man, these guys are laying down some very, very quick lap times, and these guys are clicking laps off like crazy as we're about 25 laps in and 15 more laps left to go. Josh Fuller continues to lead the way. Can he hold them off for another 15 laps, or does Jason Salter get around him? Fuller gonna try to slide up the racetrack here and take the lead away, but that time by, we got a new race leader. Jason Salter takes the lead away. There on lap number 26 as Jason Salter now out in front. Josh Fuller trying to battle back strong. He's going to think about the slide job. They make some hard contact. Here comes the 007 machine of Jacob Fields. Fields is going to slide up in front of Jason Salter. Salter going to cross him over. A great move. Salter's now going to take that bottom side of the racetrack, slide up the hill here, and here comes that 007 machine. Side by side at the line, it's still Jason Salter out in front, but now Salter gets up into the outside wall, and it's Jacob Fields taking the lead away down the backstretch. So now Jacob Fields playing his cards right, a little bit of contact between Salter and Fuller, and that puts Jacob Fields in the lead here with 11 more laps left to go, but he's still got a rear view mirror full of Jason Salter, as Salter is all over his back bumper. Josh Fuller right there in position number 3. Marshall now up into that 4th spot. Nick Cooper there in 5th. As AJ Cruz sliding back a couple positions here, back into that 6th position. But there's a huge gap between Josh Fuller and the DS of Marshall. Marshall slowly closing that gap on our 3rd place driver. I just don't know if he's going to have enough time left here with 10 more laps left to go. If these drivers continue to mix it up, if they continue to throw slide jobs and battle side by side, Marshall may be able to get there, as here comes Jason Salter, another attack on that 007 ride, taking a look down to the bottom side. 10 ride's going to jump back up here to the high side. He's going to take that wall just ever so slightly again. That's going to give a good sized gap now to that 007 ride. So you got to think a little bit of damage possibly starting to accumulate to the front end of that 10 ride as he keeps pancaking that outside wall. You can see that front end starting to get a little bit beat up here. You can tell that Jacob Fields starting to put the pedal to the metal and starting to pull away with this one, as that 007 machine out in front now by about 1.25 seconds, as he has really started to put the afterburners on. He sees that there's 6 more laps left to go, and he knows that he's got to get the heck out of this battle. He can't have these drivers on his back bumper. He doesn't want something to happen where, you know, they may give one of these drivers a shot to try to make a move. He knew he had to drive away and not even let them have a chance with 5 more laps left to go. It's still Jacob Fields out in front. Jason Salter right there in second. Now Josh Fuller gonna take the bottom side as the 10 ride stuck up in that outside wall. Here comes Marshall. Marshall now from way deep in this field up into that 3rd spot. The DS Marshall, a man on a mission here. All he needs is a caution flag to be able to have a shot at this win, as he's worked his way from deep in this one, caught these guys, and he's right there on the back bumper of Josh Fuller. Fuller has a rear view mirror of Marshall, but out in front it is all Jacob Fields, as Fields now out in front by about 2.5 seconds as Marshall up on the high side is going to make that pass up there for the 2nd position. So the 187 continuing to make some moves, but he might be out of time, is out at corner number 4. It's the white flag. One more time around for Jacob Fields. Fields has a lot of lap traffic here in front of him. He's just got to play his cards right. Down into corner number 3 and out of corner number 4. It's going to be Jacob Fields picking up the win here tonight. The DS Marshall there in second. A great run from deep in this one to come home in that 2nd position. Jason Salter there in 3rd, just getting by Josh Fuller for that 3rd position, as Fuller there in 4th, and Nick Cooper in the 1 ride coming home in position number 5. Man, oh man, oh man, what a run for Jacob Fields, and what a drive for Thaddeus Marshall as a Marshall. Holy moly, Marshall from deep in this one, chat. I don't even know where this 187 ride started on the racetrack, but it was deep in this one. We'll take a look back as he is definitely going to be our hard charger. Marshall started this feature race in the 11th position, went from 11th to 2nd as we went clean and green for 40 laps. Not a single caution flag on the racetrack. And man, oh man, oh man, was he ever shot out of a cannon here tonight. He quickly made some quick moves to get around a few drivers and then had to really catch the rest of the field as Fields, Salter, and Fuller at one point in time were about 3 seconds out in front of that 4th place driver. Marshall, after getting around AJ Cruz, put that hammer down, caught Salter and Fuller, made the pass on them, and tried to hunt down Jacob Fields, just ran out of time. What did I tell you? Oh, baby, it was anybody's game, man. It was anybody's game. It would have been interesting to see maybe, 5 more laps, maybe 10 more laps. I don't know. I don't think Marshall had too much time to worry about, like, if maybe even 2, 3 more laps. I don't know, man. That 187 ride was running some wicked lap times out on the racetrack. He was about 1.5 tenths quicker than Jacob Fields there, even on that last lap. But going through lap times, he was quite a bit quicker for quite a while, even making passes around Salter and Fuller. He was still quicker than Jacob Fields, so that was a crazy drive. Jason Salter there in that 3rd spot after beating down the wall quite a bit here in this one. Slowly but surely stayed right there in that 3rd spot, battling hard with Josh Fuller right down to the line here for that final podium position as Jacob Fields, ladies and gentlemen, give it up for that 007 ride as he picks up the checkered flag here tonight. We're going to jump into the Discord and we're going to pull in our top 3 here for some post-race interviews. Hey Jacob, it's Aaron up here in the Peacemaker Broadcasting booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, I got you, bud.
Jacob, my boy, what a race we saw early on. You were there in that 3rd spot in the top 3. You, Salter, and Fuller just absolutely ran away with this one. Then we saw Fuller and Salter make a little bit of contact. They started mixing it up there with about 15 laps left to go. You saw your opportunity. You jumped up there. You made your move, and you got out in front of Salter. And from that point on, you never looked back as he slowly but surely pulled away from that 10 ride as him and Fuller continued to battle. You opened up a good-sized lead, and you come home with the checkered flag here tonight. Take us back through that race and how you ended up here in victory lane.
Yeah, I think it was a little bit of luck, just trying to be patient. I got under the wall early in the race, and so I was kind of worried about the spoiler, but luckily still had some speed in it. Was able to get by those guys and keep it clean.
Absolutely, in that 007 ride, once again parked down here in victory lane in the American Dirt Series, and another great race and a solid performance here for the crew. Jacob, who do you got to thank for such a wicked ride here tonight?
I got to thank the guys at D1RT and Rocket Esports, and got to thank you for putting on the broadcast, and got to thank American Dirt Series for putting everything on.
Absolutely. Jacob, congratulations picking up the checkered flag here tonight. Hopefully we see it back down here in victory lane next week.
Thanks, man.
You have yourself a wonderful evening, and don't celebrate too hard.
Oh, I'll try not to.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Jacob Fields as he picks up the checkered flag here this evening. Man, what a race for that 007 ride. What a run, what a drive here this evening for Jacob Fields as he picks up the win. But we're going to pull our 2nd place finisher here into the Discord as Marshall waiting patiently here. That 187 ride super fast all night long here, and here he is at the end in position number 2. We'll take a good look here at that 187 right as we're going to pull him into the Discord. Hey, Thaddeus, it's Aaron up here in the Peacemaker Broadcasting booth. You got a copy?
Yes, sir.
Man, what a drive. We saw you start about mid-pack in this one in that 11th position. You had to pass a lot of fast cars, and slowly but surely you picked your way through them. You had to kind of be patient with a couple of those passes around, like AJ Cruz and Joey Lamb. Those guys were super fast out there tonight. You were just that much quicker, and when you finally got out into that 4th place spot, there was about a 2.5, 3 second gap between Fuller and Salter and yourself. So you had to make up a lot of ground there as those guys were battling up at the front of the field. You tracked them down in a quick hurry. You make the passes on those guys, and you had your eyes set on Jacob Fields there for that race win, but you just ran out of time here tonight. Do you think you would have caught him and had something there for that 007 ride in the later ends of this race?
I think if there would have been a few more laps, I could have got up there in 2. And my passing to him is a whole different story, though. I started to clip the wall going through the corners, so I was damaging my spoiler a little bit. But through that race, it sucked starting 11th, but just kept being patient, and pick and chose when I wanted to pass. And unfortunately, Joey and AJ got on the wall. That's how I got around them too, and just teammates up in 2nd and 3rd battling, able to run them down.
Absolutely, man, and that was a wicked race, a wicked run to see that 187 ride fly through the field here tonight and work your way all the way up. What is that, 9 positions into that 2nd spot, man? A heck of a drive, a heck of a run here this evening. The DS, who do you gotta thank for such a wicked run here tonight?
I thank the guys over at D1RT and Rocket Esports. My family for supporting me, my wife for letting me do this, you for putting on the broadcast, and American Dirt Series for putting on this race tonight.
Absolutely. Well, congratulations on a solid 2nd place run. Hopefully we see you back down here next Friday, and hopefully we'll see maybe a little bit of a rerun of this one and see that 187 ride down here on the podium and maybe down in Victory Lane.
All right, thank you.
Welcome. Have yourself a wonderful night.
You as well.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, give it up for that 187 ride as he comes home in position number 2 here tonight, man. What a run, what a drive here tonight from Mr. Marshall as he ends up in position number 2. As we're going to pull our 3rd place finisher now. Get a good angle at it. It is that D1RT number 10 ride of Jason Salter coming home in position number 3. Salter was up there battling for that win here early on in this one. Him and Josh Fuller battling. You saw a little bit of contact between them. Jacob Fields was able to jump around the two of them and run away with this one. But I'm sure Salter would have wished he was a couple spots better. But still, all in all, a solid 3rd place run here by this 10 ride. We're going to pull Salter here into the Discord. Hey, Jason, it's Aaron up here in the Peacemaker Broadcasting booth. Do you get a copy?
Yeah, I got you.
Jason, my boy, what a run here tonight, man. We saw you early on, super fast, and we saw you get right there to the back bumper to Fuller a couple times. You finally make your move. The two of you come together just a little bit. That opened the door for Jacob Fields to move around you. And then after that, you're trying to, move around the racetrack, trying to throw it in there a little bit deeper. We saw you get up into that outside wall there a couple of times. Did that damage to the rear wing start to, slow that car up just ever so slightly where you didn't quite have enough to catch that 007 ride here tonight?
Yeah, for some reason I feel like the set was really sensitive to anything that happened to the steering. So I know whenever I was behind Fuller, the first time I've ever really felt like I'd get arrow tight whenever he was around that cut down. Whenever he cut down, I could really feel it get tight on me. So when we made the contact, I think that it messed the steering up a little bit because I just couldn't turn anymore after that. But it was a lot of fun.
Absolutely, man. It looked like a lot of fun up there at the front of the field as you guys were battling it out there for so many laps. And as you guys continued to battle out, even when Jacob Fields was starting to pull away from the two of you, that 187 ride came out of nowhere and snagged that 2nd position away from you, as it would have been nice to see Ewan Fuller after having such a strong performance for the first 30 laps of this race up there, and in the top 1, 2, 3 positions for so many laps, and that 187 comes up, snags that second spot, but still a solid podium finish here for the 10 ride. Jason, who do you got to thank for such a wicked run here tonight as you're parked down here on the podium?
Like I said, got to thank my team, D1RT and Rocket Esports. Those guys, they do an excellent job. Like I said, I think all of us were on the top 5 there, and I feel like we were really making some progress with working on sets and getting things going, getting faster. I think Go Designs, Base Racing Fuels, Easy One Power, you guys for broadcast, and ATS for having us out here.
Absolutely, man. Congratulations on a solid third-place run. Hopefully we see you back down here next Friday, and maybe a couple spots better, maybe park that 10 ride down in Victory Lane.
We're definitely going to see what we can do.
Beauty. Jason, have yourself a wonderful evening, and we'll talk to you next week, hopefully.
Appreciate it.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, give it up for that 10 ride of Jason Salter, as Salter coming home in position number 3 here tonight, man. What a race, what a run by each and every one of these drivers, man. These guys were oh so fast all night long. These guys put on one heck of a show, as you see that final scoreboard up there right now. Jacob Fields picking up the win. Marshall there in second with Jason Salter that we just talked to in position number 3 here tonight. Then we see Josh Fuller and Nick Cooper round out our top 5. AJ Cruz there in 6th. Joey Lamb in 7th. Ben Countermarsh in 8th. Cody Olson and Bo Krebs there rounding out our top 10. And we see the 30 ride of Michael Spangler there in 11th with Brandon Bolton, Darren Literal, Stephen Lindo, Braden Casto rounding out our top 15 with Josh Whiteman, Edward Isaacs, Nathan Vossi, Russell Berry, Buddy Ware, Tyler Olson, and Dennis Anderson Jr. rounding out our field here. What, man, this was just a crazy race all night long. We saw some great battling all around the racetrack, and when it comes down to the very end of it, we didn't have a single caution flag all night long. No caution flags. All these drivers keeping it clean and green with 0 caution flags throughout the evening, and just some great racing. Even when these guys were 2, 3 wide, almost 4 wide at times, these guys, they kept their cars in one piece. They kept them pointed in the right direction. And we saw some wicked racing and a lot of good movers. You saw Marshall slide up there 9 positions into position number 2 after starting in 11th. We saw a couple drivers fall back quite a bit. We saw Spangler start up towards the front and slide back into that 11th position. Brandon Bolton as well sliding back a little bit, but we saw a lot of drivers work their way through the field and, up into that top 10, top 5 area. And that was a heck of a race, a heck of a run here all night long by these drivers as they put on one masterful race right here tonight. But anyways, guys, unfortunately, that's going to do it for us tonight, man. That was a quick race. That was 45 minutes. That is crazy. That is crazy how quickly these guys ran that, all the heat races and everything else, man. These guys flew through this in a quick hurry with no caution flags. I mean, it really saves a lot of time. There's not a lot of stuff to go back and watch throughout the race. There was no wrecks to kind of go through replays. We didn't have to wait for anyone down pit lane or anything else, as these guys went clean and green the whole way through. 40 laps of action done in an instant, basically, as these guys put on one heck of a show for us, and a great run. But all in all, that 007 ride very fast here once again tonight, picking up the checkered flag. It would have been nice to see maybe a couple more laps in the race, maybe about 45 more laps, and I think we would have had a good race at the front of the field, especially with Fields running into a lot of lap traffic there right in front of him when he crossed the start-finish line. If there was a couple more laps, he would have been trying to work his way through that lap traffic. That made open the door even more for that 187 ride to try to drive up a little bit quicker. to his back bumper and could have made for a wicked race at the front of the field. But nonetheless, Jacob Fields playing his cards right, keeping that 007 ride out in front and just keeping his nose clean, and picks up that checkered flag here in this one. But anyways, guys, thank y'all for watching. Thank y'all for tuning in. An absolutely wicked show tomorrow night. I don't know, what do we got going on tomorrow night? Tomorrow night is Saturday. I don't think we have anything planned Saturday, and it is only the 19th. I don't think we have anything planned. I think any of our charity races and stuff are later next weekend. So unfortunately, no racing broadcast tomorrow, but I'm assuming we're going to probably jump on and get behind the wheel ourselves and try to try to run some laps and try to pick up some checkered flags ourselves tomorrow afternoon. But anyways, chat, thank y'all for watching. Thank y'all for tuning in. I hope you guys enjoyed the show. Peace out, ladies and gentlemen. Peace out, baby. Let's go. What a race, man. What a race, ladies and gentlemen. Yo, Maddie Smith coming in, smashing that like. What is good, Maddie? What is good, Mr. Smith? Coming in, showing that love.